I'm driving from Rector to Piggott. I'm actually going from Paragould, my hometown, to Piggott and back. But this leg is from Piggott, Arkansas to Rector, Arkansas. And the speed limit's 55. Look at here, going 42. That's because when I get to Rector, I'm going to have about an hour to sit around and wait anyway with nothing to do until my appointment time. And there's nobody behind me. Whoops. I guess you couldn't see when I pointed it up to the rearview mirror. But anyway, there's nobody behind me. Well, there is now. So anyway, I'm going to see just how much miles per kilowatt hour I can get if I go way under the speed limit. That is, if I can, as long as I don't have anybody behind me, because I don't want to be a jerk and, and slow people down. I've already pulled over once into a little parking area and let somebody pass me. And I had an officer pass me, a state trooper. And I thought, as slow as I'm going, he may think I'm drunk or something, because nobody goes this slow. Whoop, I got to speed up. Crap. Oh well. Okay, I sped up to 55, the speed limit, and two cars behind me passed. One of them in a curve on a double yellow, like some kind of a jerkwad, but the other one he safely passed. So now I'm back down to 43, but it's supposed to be 42. There we go, 42 in a 55. Coming up on Rector, I was able to go most of the trip at 42 miles an hour. Welcome to Rector. But there's a truck coming up behind me, so I'm going to have to speed up. But I'm not going over the speed limit, which irritates people too. But I can go the speed limit and not feel like I'm doing anything wrong to the people behind me. Even though in a gas vehicle, I normally go 3 to 5 miles over the speed limit like everybody else. But I can go 55 and, they'll just have to deal with it. But I'm not about to go 42 in a 55 with somebody behind me. That'd just be hateful and mean. But... I wish I had documented what my mileage was, my guessometer miles to empty was when I left Piggott, because I'm thinking it was about 44 or 45, maybe even 43, but it says 42 now, and it's about 15 or 16 miles, I think, where I just drove from. So let's see, get the windows down. I didn't use any air conditioning either. It's only 75 degrees today. Don't need to have the vent on. Let's see what I got driving about 42. And why 42 instead of 40? Well, that just happened to be where the cruise control landed when I hit the button around 40. So let's see what I got. I had to speed up to 55 a couple of times, but mainly 42 miles an hour from Piggott, Arkansas to Rector, Arkansas. 9.2. Man, that's amazing. That's amazing. But of course I had to drive 13 miles under the speed limit most of the way. So, this isn't your typical mileage. This is your mileage if you're, just being goofy. Or just, you have, like me. Okay, I can sit here. I've got to sit here until 11 o'clock. It's an hour and 10 minutes. So, why hurry to get here? Next time I may go 35. Let's see if I can get 10. I think I may do that. This highway between Rector and Piggott, Arkansas has got to be one of the least traveled highways in the state. Look at that. In front of us, behind us, nobody. I've been going since Rector. I went 48 for a while, then 45, now 44. Just for the heck of it. And nobody on this 55 mile an hour road since I've left Rector about 7 or 8 miles ago. Nobody has been behind me to pass me. Here comes a car. Wow. I don't know this highway number, but I'm going to post it here on the screen just for folks to see. And this, if you wonder why I'm going so slow, I've got to be in Piggott today. I've got to be there by 9:30. I needed to leave by 9:45. I gotta be there 9:15, 9:30. It's 9:02. I've only got about 5 miles to go. So I slowed down because, why not? Because once I leave there, then I've got to go to Rector, and I've got to sit in the city park until 11 o'clock, my appointment there. I'm gonna wind up sitting at least an hour. So I'm just doing it for kicks and giggles. Hey, here comes the speed limit sign, 45, here in Greenway, Arkansas. And I don't even have to slow down. So, here comes another car. This highway is, yeah, it's kind of funny. Kind of funny. But if you do see traffic, it's as much chance it'll be a tractor or a cotton picker than it will, is that what it's called? I've never been a farmer. Cotton picker. Anyway, it's liable to be some type of farming equipment as much as a car. Finally, 11 miles, almost 12 miles, I think, on this highway of traveling 48 then 44 instead of the posted 55. I think I'm going to have to speed up. There's a car about 3/4 of a mile behind me. Unless I get to this 45-mile-an-hour zone before he gets here, I'll have to finally speed up. We're getting close. I may not have to. I might can leave it right here, because I'll never go this far under the speed limit if somebody's behind me. But I will go the speed limit, not 1 mile over, and not feel a bit guilty about it. Even though very few people actually travel the speed limit. There I go, 45, I'm just fine. So I made it all the way from Rector to Piggott, going way under the speed limit. Last week when I was making this trip from Piggott to Piggott, Arkansas, then to Rector, then back home to Piggott, from Piggott to Rector, I went, instead of the posted 55 speed zone on that highway, I went 42. No traffic behind me, or very little, and I pulled over, or they were able to easily pass if they were behind me. But anyway, I got over 9 miles per kilowatt hour on this, I think 12 or 13 or 14 mile trip from Piggott to Rector. Today, I'm going to go even slower. I'm thinking maybe 33 to 36. And I'm going to see if I can get over 10. I don't think I'll be able to, in part because it's warmer today than it was last week when I did it. Last week I ran the vent only. I'm going to try to run the vent. I mean, it's only 13 miles, but I'm not going to get too uncomfortable. So let's see what we get. We're starting with 47 miles. Let's see what we have when we get there and just see how many miles it is. Like I said, I think it's 12 or 13, maybe 14. Let's see what I can do. If I can go 33 to 36. It may not be possible. There may be too much traffic. If I can go that much under the speed limit, low to mid 30s, then maybe I can just leave the windows down and stay cool enough. On the highway, I'm worried about leaving windows down. One, because I just don't like the noise. But two, it's so unaerodynamic. I think you probably burn more energy than you do running the air conditioner. You know, it's just a theory, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. But we'll see. Oh my Lord, man, going 33 is almost torturous. I'm going so freaking slow. It's ridiculous. I don't know if I can do this. It's only a few miles. I can do it. I can do it. I've driven probably 3 miles on this 55 mile an hour highway at 33, and I've actually gained a mile. When I left Piggott, I was at 47. Now I'm at Greenway, 48. We're going 22 miles under the speed limit. What? Not right now. Right now it's a 35 mile an hour zone. I've been going 22 miles under the speed limit. I can hear my friend Norman now going, Oh boy. Yeah, hey, what did I tell y'all earlier about passing tractors? You're just as likely to pass a tractor on this road as a car. Look at there. Of course, I meant on the actual road. They're mowing the ditch. At first, it was irritating going this speed, but it's gotten where it's kind of enjoyable because I've got the windows down. not too much noise because of my speed, and it feels really nice. And my only two choices are to to drive down the road or sit in the park until 11 o'clock. That's an hour and 4 minutes from now. And even at this speed, I will be in Rector, I'm guessing, I don't have a clue, maybe 15 minutes. So, this actually feels kind of nice. So slow down to 22 miles under the speed limit, roll your windows down, and enjoy the day. No, not really. I've now gained 2 miles, but I've had to pull over about 3 times. Man, this road is busy today. I've had 3 cars come up behind me. But I wonder if I can get there with 47 miles, which is what I started. Of course, once I start heading home from there, then it'll quickly go down. Especially from Marmaduke to Paragould, which uses a lot of energy for some reason. I finally made it to the Rector Park. That's got to be one of the longest drives ever from Piggott to Rector. And we're going to see if I was able to get over 10. Again, the HVAC was not used, the windows were down. And if you're considering buying an EV or a Chevy Spark EV, and you're watching this to see what kind of range you get or what it's like owning one, this is not typical, of course. I mean, nobody drives that slow in a 55. I did this just for kicks and giggles, just for the heck of it, since I had some time to spare anyway. Because right here, I've got to sit here for another 47 minutes. So let's see what we got. We started with 47 when we left Piggott, and we still got 47. For the trip right now, we're doing 6.8. I did learn one thing. This right here that tells your miles per kilowatt hour every 5 miles, it does not go above 6. This might as well say 6 plus. Because I know I was getting, this would be up in the 8, 9, and 10 range if that were not the case. So I did learn that. So here we go. Let's see what we got. 12. I hit 12 miles per kilowatt hour. So if you go on the flat land, 13 miles, 22 miles under the speed limit, 33, then you should expect 12 miles per kilowatt hour. If you're doing normal driving, then no. So, this car came out with an 18.4 kilowatt hour usable battery. So if I still had all that battery left, then that would be 180 plus 36, about 216 miles. If I could do that before I ran out. This car's battery is close to 15, 14.5, 14.6. So let's just take 14. I go 168 miles on my Chevy Spark before thinking about sitting on the side of the road. If I was wanting to go back and forth from Piggott to Rector at 33 miles an hour with the windows down. But that was kind of interesting. Not typical, but interesting. This is a nice park, by the way. Very nice. I just said my usable battery was about 14.5 to 14.6. It's probably more 14.8. It's definitely above 14.5, but it's not 15. But most 3-year-old, 30,000 mile Chevy Spark EVs have more battery usage than I do. Most have at least 15.5, I think, or maybe closer to 16. For some reason, mine has more battery degradation than most. Must have been something the previous owner did. Perhaps he didn't leave it plugged up, unless he just had to, or he used superchargers a whole lot more. I've heard that can hurt the battery, even though GM says it does not, but a lot of people say it can if you overuse it. So I don't know, but I'm happy with my car, mainly because of what I paid for it. But it does have more battery degradation than most do, so don't think that after 30,000 miles you're going to lose almost 4 kilowatt hours on your battery, which is about about 20%. That's not typical. I'm thinking, I don't know what typical is, but I'm thinking 10 or 15%. But driving normal, 55 or less, I can usually get about 75 miles. Most Spark EV owners, I think, get about 85, even though the owner's manual only says 82. I don't know if that's in the owner's manual, but GM says 82 miles is what they rate this car at. So most people get that or more. I don't. So anyway, I just want to throw that out there so that somebody wouldn't think that 20% battery degradation in 30,000 miles is normal, because it's not.